Hey guys, want to bring you another YouTube video. Not sure if you actually seen this, but this is actually a different couple places that talked about the Harris campaign. She raised a record number of $1 billion and actually the first candidate to actually be in debt after their campaign. So she's reportedly $20 million in debt. So let's go ahead and hear parts of it.
$1 billion in campaign donations, and now it's all gone, evaporated, and she's in debt. But the question is how? Well, her campaign reportedly shelled out $1 million.
So right here, um, recently Oprah says that she did not get $1 million, but it could have been part of the production crew. That event that she hosted, that town hall, was supposedly and reportedly $1 million for that event. So even though she's saying she did not, it's possible. But either way, her company got that money to help do that town hall.
$1 million to Oprah Winfrey's Harpo Productions, another $15 million for other events.
All right. So again, usually you have to disclose how much you got in the campaign, so that should come out. That's why some of this is already leaking out. Um, and I think this is kind of like something I don't think should be allowed because if you're running ads that tells you in the fine print that it is approved or brought to you by certain PACs or the candidate's approval, then you should also disclose that because for some reason, some Americans still think that celebrities have weight on who they endorse. So if they probably knew that they're endorsing certain candidates because they're paid, then that might change or sway things. The other thing is just like in on YouTube or anything, if I got paid or sponsored by a product that I'm sponsoring, I have to disclose that. So that's something I think you should definitely be pushing where you're getting celebrity endorsements or certain companies endorsements, you have to disclose that.
Productions, and that included the star-studded election eve concerts across all 7 swing states that featured Katy Perry, Lady Gaga, John Legend, among others, and 6.
Which would make sense because obviously these candidates, like 7 swing states. I mean, obviously it's was something strategic that they're trying. Um, and if you have $1 billion, you could obviously do a lot with that and pay these celebrities to perform. That's probably why the crowd in Houston, where Beyonce was supposedly um, perform the concert, was supposed to perform, and I think they were saying that she got reportedly $10 million.
Figures to reportedly build the fake set for her inner.
So that's the other crazy thing. This fake set Call Her Daddy podcast, they paid supposedly $100,000, and it's going to be disclosed in the financials. But the other thing that's crazy is, and that's probably why it makes sense, when Joe Rogan invited her, it could have been free. There's nothing you have to pay except you getting yourself out to the studio. Donald Trump didn't have to pay anything except getting himself out there. That's free publicity, and it reaches out a lot more people. It could probably help her situation with male voters because that's who's going to be listening to Joe Rogan and the Independents.
Interview on the Call Her Daddy podcast, a worthy investment. And it could have gone on for free. She could have gone on Joe Rogan for free. That's what
Yeah, so
Trump did. He got earned
I,
media.
I thought that too.
Millions more went to
I
social.
mean, again, some of this is common sense. Unless I have too much common sense compared to these Democrats, but I don't know who was thinking this was going to be smart to do all this, and the strategy did not make sense in that sense. But I guess since she cannot do long format, and that's the other thing, it looked like she got the free publicity with Club Shay Shay. and went to his studio, um, and didn't have to spin and build a special set. So that's the other thing it didn't make sense.
Social media influencers, and one vendor used to recruit stars to the Harris campaign was given over $3.9 million.
So you spent $3.9 million for someone to help with your campaign to get these stars. Obviously, the return on investment was not very good. And then there was someone on TikTok or YouTube, I believe I saw also influencers saying that, yeah, they were getting paid, they were offered to get paid, but did not take up that offer.
And none of it paid off.
The truth is, the
So right here, you can see the DNC official. I've seen her a couple of times after the election, and she's not very happy.
this is just an epic disaster. This is a $1 billion disaster. Jen O'Malley Dillon promised all of us that Harris would win.
I mean, how can you promise anyone could win? You can't, and especially unless you have fake polls or anything or inside information, unless you're going to try to do something that doesn't make sense. But um, I mean, you can never guarantee anything. Just like if you've seen sports, nothing's guaranteed. Even a favorite you think is going to win does not always guarantee to win. You have to look at all the different variables.
Even put videos out saying that Harris would win. I believed her.
I don't know why you would believe her, but obviously you're the DNC, so that's something maybe you're biased in that sense. So I would have gotten someone that's independent in that sense.
My donors believed her, and so they wrote massive checks. I feel like a lot of us were misled.
Now, if you're saying you were misled, I don't know if you're allowed to, because if you've been told you're guaranteed to win, I don't know if that's something that legally you could challenge, which I doubt, because that's almost like if you're investing in the S&P 500 or stocks, you can't tell someone as an investor that I guarantee you're going to make a certain amount of return. So I don't know how you believe that. There's nothing in life guaranteed.
Cheryl, I saw you in the hall and you said you did.
Right, so there is another section that I thought was interesting. So right here, because she's $20 million short, she is trying to do this campaign, try and get money or recoup money. The Harris Fight Fund. Right here it reads $50. That is the donation we are asking you to make to the Harris Fight Fund program today. $50 because there are U.S. Senate and House races that are either too close to call or within margin of recounts or certain legal challenges. Because $50 because we have to do what we can win to critical races and defend the outcome of the ones we have won in court. $50 because it will add up fast when you and others like you will be united to make sure every vote is counted and every voter's voice is heard. What do you say? So let's do the math here. If you're $20 million divided by 50, you need 400,000 people to invest or help with this fund. Again, I think this is to help make up the numbers that she spent. This is crazy. Like half America was ready to give this person a second chance to run this country, and this is why government overspends. This is classic government. You did not budget very well. Um, and that's where you can't trust. That's what it infuriates a lot of Americans. Like, how do you overspend and over budget?
That over the weekend, whatever we can do to help them during this difficult period, I would strongly.
So this is typical Donald Trump trolling the Harris campaign. I am very surprised that the Democrats who fought a hard and valiant fight in the 2020 presidential election, raising a record amount of money, didn't have lots of monies left over. Now they are being squeezed by vendors and others. Whatever we can do to help them during this difficult period, I would strongly recommend we as a party and for the sake of desperately needed unity do. we have a lot of money left over in that our biggest asset in the campaign was earned media, and that doesn't cost very much. Make America great again. So I believe Donald Trump had $400 million that was raised. Sounds like, based on this, they did not have to spend all of it. Again, that's very good budgeting. Whoever was running his campaign and finance was very smart in that sense. That's what you have to do as a business and country, and even for yourself, you have to budget. And again, Kamala Harris sounds like did not budget very well. And this is what would have happened if we had Kamala Harris. We would have been even further in debt. So, even more further proof that this was what America wanted, and looks like we dodged a bullet in that sense, making the right decision. Because if you overspent and you had $1 billion, a record $1 billion for your campaign, you did not win, did not come close. You lost the popular vote, you lost the electoral vote by a landslide, and this is what you earn, and now your vendors and everybody's coming after you because you're $20 million short on paying everybody. Go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so already, and together we could build better tomorrow. Thanks again.